Hello world. I'm here wearing red, white, and blue, not because I'm proud to be an American, but because it's a cold day in Florida today, and this hat is helping keep me warm. This polar fleece is helping keep me warm. I'm here today to talk about the book that I have written, called Twilight. Twilight is a collection of original poems and essays on the theme of twilight as the space-time of poetry. I write about various writers, poets, and visual artists, including Willem de Kooning and Robert Rauschenberg, the poet John Ashbery, Fernando Pessoa, William Carlos Williams, Martin Heidegger, Maurice Blanchot, other writers, Georges Bataille, all on the theme of twilight as the space-time of poetry. I think the best way for me to describe what I mean by twilight as the space-time of poetry is to read a couple of excerpts. And I'm just going to read first the blurb on the back of the book. This comes from the very first essay of the book, and I think this is the best summation of the theme of the entire book. So that's why it appears on the back. I'll read that. Twilight is that time when the light fades and when fatigue begins to set in, even if a moment has come when one has gathered the contents of the day. That fading of the light is an ambivalent event. One cannot see clearly as in the full of daylight, but with that loss comes the elimination of daylight distractions, not to mention the blindness that comes from too much light. And as dusk approaches, a different kind of vision becomes possible, when the contents of the day are still palpable, and yet night and falling, failure and oblivion, while approaching and thus promised, have not yet arrived. It is a moment in dim light favorable to poets, similar to that brief golden moment favorable to photographers, just after sunset, that is best for seeing objects in clear outline. For the poet, twilight is an interstitial space where the claims of day loosen their grip, and before falling into sleep, one can claim or reclaim a personal vision not held captive by day or yet erased by night. Now, as I describe in several of these essays, twilight as the space-time of poetry is not it's not sidereal time. It can take place any time of day or night. It depends on the person. It depends on the poet. It's whenever you are able to enter that space. For Charles Baudelaire, for example, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. And so I'm going to read one of the poems. This is the last poem in the book, and it's actually the last page of the book. And since it's addressed to the reader, and this video is addressed to the reader, I just thought I'd read it. To the reader, haven't we been told our sun will fall into darkness, and the sparkle of our souls will they dim too? How far can one carry darkness when, product of our sun, we must burn and burn? Must we, without holding death, waste ourselves without end? Even when the addressee is a ghost, the liminal space of poetry cannot foresee its end. Its call never ceases going out, like the breath that gives a voice to life, building stone by stone the border of silence between us, old and porous as limestone, studded with tokens, each one a limit, rivets between darkness and light, bearing each of us in our place. I cannot utter your name, though my lips remain parted to the darkness of stars. I worked hard on this book. It's one of the deepest and most satisfying experiences of my life, having written it. And I really hope that you read it. Link to where you can purchase this book in the description.